Hello everyone, it's Barbie. I'm back trying to do a little video here. I was playing around and I posted on my Instagram the pockets I had done, and some of you may have seen it. Some of the pockets and some of them are journaling cards, and they turned out pretty cute. I thought it was fun, and I thought I'd come back and share kind of how I did this process. It's nothing new, I don't believe. I think everybody does it in some form or the other, but this is just what I came up with, and it seemed to work fairly well. All of the backs were covered with the tea-stained or coffee-stained paper. I did, as you can see, did some extra little things to the back of most of them, and added some extra things on front, butterfly, etc., some Tracy tags. Whoops. All of them are basically the same as far as the construction part of it goes. But it's mainly what I was going to share with you is what I found was the easiest way for me, at least, to get all the process done as quickly as possible so I could get down to the fun part, which is the decorating. I just left that plain. So let's move on. I went ahead and done a lot of prepping, tearing, etc., just so that I wouldn't have to do all of that, because that's just a monotonous thing. My son gave me some of these maps, and let me measure them real quick just to let you know what size it is, but they're quite large. I believe they're 17, 12. Yeah, 17 by 11 by 17. That's how big this particular paper was. But I already had them coffee stained, and I thought, you know, this would cover a large area. So then I got some of my old book pages that you're not going to see it anyhow, but this has just a little bit of extra thickness to the paper because the paper is thin. Okay, and that's the process I've gotten to at this point. So after that, I wanted to do collages. So I kind of tried to get some rhyme or reason to what I was doing. So for my largest pieces of collage, which is how I like to start, I just ripped up a bunch of, I don't need that. I ripped up a bunch of different things, from the old design shop. Some is from Tailor Made Journals. There's going to be some from Rachel over at Roxy Creations. Just different sizes. I thought those were really cool. Backs of old checks. And as you can see, they're quite large. Okay. And they're different shapes. So that's the next step I took. Now, that doesn't mean that I won't be able to, that I can't, or I won't go ahead and tear some of these a little bit more, but that's that step. Okay, the next step, I use, these are mostly from Roxy Creation, I believe. She has some of her Italian, I don't remember what it's called, but I'll put a link to everybody's page down in the description. But they're just really cool old pieces of paper and receipts and letters and you name it. Just something I thought would be add some different color, but not not too much different color. You see what I'm saying? That's kind of stupid. You know what I mean? They're all in kind of the muted colors, is what I'm saying. But they do add some flares of blues and greens to it, which I like with that. So that was my next pile. And then I thought, okay, I need to maybe incorporate some other things in there, just to have a choice. So these are some Victoria designs that I like the colors on, and I ripped those up. And this is some, what is it? William Morris digitals. And I'll link her studio. I forget what the name of her studio is, but rather than say it wrong, I'll link it down at the bottom because I don't have a folder here right at this moment. So I may or may not use some of those. It depends on how it comes out. And I think I've got enough here to do probably 50 of these sheets. You know how it goes. But I'd rather be, you know, I can use it later. I won't use it all, of course, on this one. Now, these are some tailor-made designs, tailor-made journal wallpapers, vintage wallpapers. And I just love her wallpapers, so I put those in there just because they were already torn up. And the rest of this stuff I would probably use like as accent pieces on the top. It's some vintage butterflies, some seed packets. Again, that's from TaylorMade, I believe. This is from a book called The World Abloom, which I put that in there. I believe this is from the same book. It's, what do you call it? Insects. So that's what I would probably use as accent pieces on top. And again, so it's just be some way to kind of start out and give you an idea of how I kind of decide how I'm going to do my collages. And none of them are ever exactly the same, but there is kind of a rhyme or reason, thought pattern to what I do. I think everybody has their own method. So let's get started. I have my glue book over here to the side, and so you'll see me moving over there. That's all I'm doing is gluing. I'm using a glue stick here. This is Avery glue stick. Works fine for collage. So let's just get busy. I was off today because today it changed over to daylight savings time, and I didn't even know what time it was. I was an hour behind time already. Okay, I think to begin with, I'm going to start off with, hope I'm in frame. I think I am. I'm going to start off with kind of a long piece. So I guess I'll put that up there at the very top. Now, a lot of times I'll just use this instead of my glue book just because I'm going to be gluing stuff down to it anyhow, so it doesn't really matter if I get glue on it, is what I'm trying to say. But the main thing is I like to try to get it around the edges, of course. But you can always, and you will probably always have to come back and add a little extra glue to the pieces that are maybe didn't get glued down good. Okay, so there's a real nice blanky looking piece. Let's pick up one of these pieces here. Let's see. Yeah, let's try this. And I think I'll go ahead and, yeah, get one of Victoria Designs, different colors, because I want to incorporate a little bit of this kind of a bluey gray color. And I'm just tearing off the edge of the straight edge of the paper. Not that you have to, because sometimes it just gives it extra interest to have it look a little bit different. Okay, I think I'm just going to do that in the corner, or maybe not. Maybe I'll just attach it up here because I do want to introduce in some, yeah, we're going to stay kind of like so until we get going here. I want to introduce a different color in. I had some light blue designs and kind of the basic paper designs, and I was digging, I couldn't find it right off, so rather than continue on up, I don't like that there immediately. It's right next to the same type of design. I bet y'all were all out there saying, well, don't put that there. I'm sure you were. If I'd have been watching, I'd have said the same thing. Okay, let's put this up here. Looks like a good place for it. And I need to get my credit card out because I like to use that to smooth it out. Kind of helps it adhere better. If I know where it's at. haven't used it in a while, so let me see if I can find it here real quick. And of course, it's probably not right where it's supposed to be. Oh well, I can use this thing right here. It's not as good as the little one, but it'll work. Okay, now, let's see. Maybe we need to use one of these. Yeah, I think so. And I like to overlap them to make it look a bit, what would you say, woven? Or do we need to do it like that? I think we'll do it like that. Yeah. And what I'm going to do is I'm not going to worry about the edges hanging over. I can cut those off later. It just saves a bit of tearing. So I didn't go all the way to the edge here because that's where I'm going to cut that off. So there was nothing happening down here in the corner anyhow, so that's a good thing to, good place to put it. Well, I said I'm not going to tear that off, but I got glue on it, so it's bugging me. I'm tearing it off now. Okay. Next thing, let's see what we've got here. That'd make a good spot to use that up there, I think. Hope y'all are well and in your craft room, having fun, doing something with your crafts. I've got chili planned for tonight, and I've already got it in my Instapot. I think I'm gonna move that up a bit because I like all that writing there. So all I have to do is throw the ingredients in, which won't take me long. And I thought, okay, this is a good time to do me a little video here on this fine Sunday afternoon. All right, I've got this little piece that's already got glue on it. Let's see, what can I do with that? Maybe I'll just run it along the bottom here. Yeah, that'll work. I don't want to waste the glue. There we go. All right. I love these things that are the back of the checks. All right, so I think I'll put that right along there and start filling in the other side. Now, this one, because I can put the whole thing on, I'm going to go ahead and put it on the back. But better do it over here because I'm already getting too much glue. Getting too much glue. And it's going to start messing with me. So, still a little chilly here. They say it's supposed to get up to 70, high 70s, but it was still kind of chilly in my craft room, so I had to turn on my little oil heater. Okay, moving right along. You see how fast this goes? Especially when you already got things ripped up, which is, I think, a good idea, because it's like you don't have to stop and rip. I don't know about you, but I'm kind of impatient. Okay, I love all that stuff there, so I don't want to cover a whole lot of it up. This looks like it might work right here. Yep. Yeah, that'll work there. Don't worry about it too much. And I tell you that, and I'm looking around like, you know, I can't put that there until I'm sure, but that's not, it's not really necessary. Just my OCD kicking in. Because we're going to cover up a big portion of this probably. This is just a background. This is just something to inspire you. That's how I look at it. Okay, let's see. This looks like a good neutral to put in here. But I think I'm going to go ahead and rip it somewhat, because I don't want it to. Now let's see. I don't want it to end right there. So maybe I shouldn't do that whole one. I want it. See, I don't want to do it like that. That bugs me. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to move it over. And like do something like that right there. Yeah. Let's see. Yeah, that's a little bit more interesting. Can't worry too much about covering up what you just put down, because if you do that, you will be totally obsessed with trying to figure out what you're doing. And that's what I did when I first started. I thought, this is the hardest thing I've ever done, trying to figure out where to put these pieces of paper, until it finally caught a snap one day. I'm probably going to cover it up anyhow, so why am I worried about it? It's like, really? I love that piece there, but I don't know, it's awfully much, it's really kind of the same. So maybe I should use something like that. Yeah, let me see if I've got anything else that might work. Kind of like the different color in that though. So let me see what else I have here. It's not, that's good, it's not quite so white. And if I tear it down just a bit, I think I can just kind of take off that one little piece there. It'll work. And I'm going to move that. Move it right there so it doesn't end at that particular bit. And I can always use those little pieces later. So my idea is, a lot of times what I do is I get so excited or inspired about a particular subject matter that I jump right in making the journal. And this time I'm going to try something different. I'm going to work on ephemera first, which is what a lot of the ladies do. And then I'm going to let that ephemera inspire my journal. There you go. So there's the basis. I could cut it up right now and decorate each piece, but I like to go a little further with it. And I know that's a shocker, isn't it? Yep, I do. Okay. What else are we going to do here? Now I'm going to drag out some of I think I'm going to look at some of these different colored things from Rachel. See, like that right there. And add some of those little pieces, accent pieces. I love this right here. Ooh, look at that. And that up there is sort of blasé. But it would be good about right there. And then, let's see, what else do we have here? Oh, look at this. All right, that would be probably good right there. And let's see. I like that size, but it's kind of really close to there, so I'm gonna say no. Let's see what else we have here. Ooh, look at that. Ooh, 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 ooh. Yeah, I think I'm gonna put that approximately there. And I have some of these tickets. I'm not liking that, what I'm seeing there, but I'm not going to worry about that right now. Let's get these down that I've already pulled out before I get totally confused here. Now at this point, I don't normally do this, but since I've ripped all of it, I may do this just because, to give it, to see what happens. And make these look like, you know, a little bit distressed. And just to give us an idea of what it would look like if we went to the trouble to distress it a bit. Since I ripped it all, it has a really interesting edge to it. A little bit grungy and torn. And I do think it improves the, or it focuses a little bit more on the torn edge. Let's put it that way. That's one thing I saw Amy over at the Crafty Cat. She would take this and scrunch it up like that, like it had been bent, and then she would distress it a bit so it looks like it had been, you know, folded. And yeah, I thought that was so cool. I don't know how she came up with that, but there you go. I like that. So I'm going to do that on that one. I'm not going to do it on all of them because I want it to look different. So let's get that glued down and see what happens with that. Okay, we'll do this one first. I'm thinking that maybe there is a Italian journal in here somewhere. I've been getting the urge to do something Italian. Okay. Now that's just a little bit, as I glue this down, I'm looking at that. That's just a little bit too much the same size. And that I don't like. So let me get this other one up here glued down and we'll look at it and see. Maybe I need to move that up there. Move this one down here. That might work. Maybe off center it a bit. Nope. Puts it too much in line. All right, let's just go with that right there. All right, now this one, I'm going to kind of, what I'm looking at is, you see all the different junctions here? I think that when you put something down like that, it sort of ties everything in together and allows it to be a little bit more cohesive. That's in my eye, that's what it does. That's why I like to do it. I don't know if there's any real rhyme or reason to it. That's just what I like. Okay. You have to think about this as well, that this is going to be cut up. So what you're seeing now is not going to be exactly, I think I'm going to do something like that right there. Yeah. So this is my idea of getting inspiration from collage, a collage sheet for a beginning on a journal ephemera. There you go. That's my thought. So, and I'm sticking to it. Okay, I'm going to go ahead and maybe add another one of these, but in a different, ooh, stuck my arm in all that glue. Since we started this, I'll go ahead and do that. Distressing around the edge. I love these, Rachel. You did good, girl. You did good. It really is very, very inspiring. All these old receipts. Let's see. I think I'll use it down here just because I don't want to cover up all that cool writing. Alrighty, and maybe one other little thing up here. Like what? You could probably use that color up there. I think that might be it right there. Okay. Next decision we have to make is, do we go any further? I don't know. I'm kind of liking what I see. Well, I think, let me show you what I had picked up. If I see what I got right here. I think that's too flowery. Since what we're going for here is a very vintage look. So I do have the insects, which I think would go cool on here. I don't think I need that. And this, I think I would probably not use at this point. If I were going to do this, use these, I probably would have used it like so. Since I've already gone to that level, I'm not going to do that. And the same thing with these. I would have done like that. Or maybe like that. See, it gives it a whole different look. So, that'll be for a different board. So I think, rather than putting these down at this point, I'm going to wait until I cut it up. Because if I put these little ones down and I cut it up, I may be cutting a bee right in half. See what I mean? So that's my thought on that. Alright, so let's do some cutting. Let me get this stuff out of my way because I know I want some, like these tags right here, I believe are 3.5 inches, basically. Yeah, they're basically 3.5, 3.25, and they're really big. So they're 7 inches by 3.5 or 3.25. So if I were going to make a journal, I would need some different size tags. And these are 4 by 3.5. All right, so I'm going to make a tag that is approximately 3.5, which is a good width, by 4.5. No, let's do 3 by 4.5. I think that'd be a better, yeah, 3 by 4.5. I don't know if I can use this or not. We'll see. May need to use my chomper. Get this out of the way. I've got too much stuff here. Okay, so this is a 11 inches here. So if we could, we need to think about that. So in order to keep from wasting it, what if we made the tag 5.5? Yeah, 5.5. So 3 by 5.5. Let's see what that looks like. Okay, so let's see, 5. Oh, that's cool. Look at that. And then what I'm going to do is I'm going to cut one tag and then I'll use it for a pattern, I think. Those are so cool. It's going to be hard for me to put anything on those. I may not. All right, let's move on. I'm getting hung up here. Okay, let's cut. Let me think for a minute. Let's do I don't do very many belly bands, but this looks like it could be a nice belly band right here. So let's do this as a belly band. And I'm not going to cut the length off that belly band until or I could use it on a page edge for a tuck. So I'm going to save that until I decide what page I want to put it on. All right. Now, let's think about some, let's think about some pockets. Because a lot of this, I mean, I think you could just leave it just the way it is and maybe put a butterfly or a little bitty something on it and it'd be done. Okay, most of my pockets are for a 5.5 wide page. So let's do a 4.5 inch pocket widthwise. 4.5. Okay. All right, and then depth-wise, let's see. 4.5 by 3, I think is a good, yeah. 4.5 by 3. Let's see what we got left here. Got 5, so that's going to have to be 2.5. I wonder if I just cut it catty corner. Yeah, let's do that. I don't know, you know. I don't normally use this type of cut, but let's try it here and see what we got. Make sure I get it point to point. There you go. So this would be for one page, and then this would be, I could do it like that. That'll work. Or I could do it like that. That'd be a nice pocket. Ooh, let's remember that. Yeah. And you could do it like that. So you could tuck it here, here, here. Okay. That's a possibility. All right. Now, what else we got here? What could we do? What if we made a large tag, like a 4x6? That would allow a little bit more than a 4x6. That would allow like for a 4x6 photo to be mounted. Yeah. So if we made a large tag that would mount a 4x6 photo on it. Do we want it going that way? Or do we want it going this way? Is it going to be 6 inches? It's going to be a little bit more than 6 inches. It might be a little bit more interesting going that way. So let's do it that way. Okay, that's a 4. Nope, didn't quite go all the way through. 4 by. Okay, let's cut off this 4x6. And we can save that for a little tuck or whatever. Now, we've got approximately 7 inches. We can cut it like so. Looks like almost a 7 by 7 square. Okay, so 7 and 7, we need 3.5, so let's do a 3.5 inch tag. Yeah. And that's going to make a too large a tag, so let's make this into a pocket. So let's just cut it in half. It's about 3.5 inches. I have to glue some of that down. 3.5. Yeah. There you go. So we've got all kinds of goodies to work with here. Now would be the time to kind of glue some stuff down or stitch around it. I like to stitch around them. It gives it a little bit more stability, but also I like the texture and look of it, but it's not necessary, but I like it. Okay. Now that we have all of that to work with, let's see what we're going to do with some of our little bugs. Okay. Now these I had decided I want to make into tags. So let's cut one of these, and I'll use it then for a pattern. I'm thinking, so I can't talk. Pretty bad. All right. So we got a ready-made pattern. All right, there's our 2 little tags. Those are just too cool just the way they are. And then this is going to be a tag as well. But the width of this is a little different. But even though it is, you can still use it as a pattern. I just like to do it this way. Make sure it's straight on the top and the sides. There you go. And okay, so we only have that one big tag and these 2 tags. All right, these are probably all going to be pockets. And this was the 4 by 6, I believe. What was that? That's 6. Yeah, that's a 4 by 6. So this is going to be a possibly something you could mount a photo to. So with that idea in mind, I'm not going to make it into a tag. I'm going to just clip the corners a little bit, just to give it a little bit more dimension and interest. This is something that Rachel was liking to do, and I'll have to say it is a really good idea. Okay, and then these were going to be maybe like a pocket, and then that would be like a journaling card, like so. So let's just suggest that's what that is. And then we had talked about this over here. There you go, and that'll work there if need be. And then you have this right here, which I want to incorporate into a page. but I'm not going to do anything with that. This is what I'm thinking I'm going to do. So what I'm going to do is, because I don't want to forget, for right now I'm going to just clip these two together just so I can kind of remember what I thought about doing. And that will help me to remember for a page. Okay, so we'll set that aside. And these two, I think, will work together like so. And this will work together like so. So this will be a journaling card. That doesn't look square. Well, it is. Strange. All right. This will be a pocket, and this will be a journaling card. So I'm going to keep those two together until we can decorate them. And we may not decorate them today. You know, it's one of those things that we may or may not get around to it. This and this will go together. Okay. So I'm going to put those two aside for right now. And then I've got this cool stuff here I want to use. Okay, we don't have a pocket for, we don't have a pocket for these yet. They're just tags. And then this is, we don't have a pocket for that either. So this is where I'm thinking that something like this might really work for a pocket. Something that's a little bit more floral, because this is more graphic and it won't fight with it. That's my thought. Okay, let's see. I like the look of just maybe tearing around it. Oh, this paper's tough. This is some of that Red River linen paper. And it is almost like cloth. Okay, one more thing here. All right, let's see what that looks like. I like that beetle. I wonder if I should cut around it a little bit, but maybe not. I kind of like it just like that. I'm going to leave it like that. Okay, where's my... Put a little bit of around it just because it is such a neutral color. And I think it'll make it a little bit more, stand out a bit more. Okay. Now, we need, where's that little piece of the, I wonder if I could make a tab out of that. Yeah, I think I can. Or maybe that one. Yep, that'll work. Okay, let's put that up there like so. And then we'll put a little bee right there, maybe. Or maybe a butterfly. I've got all kinds of quotes and sayings here. These are in out of Miss Tracy's, her antique tin toppers. I don't know if that's what she calls them or not, but that's what they are, antique tin toppers, or labels. The croaking of frogs. Now, these also make good little sayings for the backside. I think they need to be printed on, these are Graphic Fairy. I think they need to be printed on smaller, in a smaller format though. A frog in a wall cannot conceive of the ocean. I love that. If winter comes, can spring be far behind? I like that one too. And this one says Marsh Song here, which is a cool. And this one says I love spring. In the spring rain, the pond and the river have become one. That seems like it needs something besides a bug, so I'm not going to put that on there. Okay, let's see what we got here. Marsh Song. This may work, a little beetle up there. Yeah. And we need a label, so I gotta get Tracy labels out here. That'll go up there. Here's our labels. All right. So let's go ahead and get some of this down. Otherwise, I'm getting confused here. I'm jumping too far ahead. I don't even know how long we've been going. I need to check it and see how long we've been going. We got to get one done anyhow. Okay. Now, here's my topper. All right, in order to bring a little bit of interest, I like to just have a little piece here and see about putting the bug up there. Looks cute. Oh gosh, where's some paper towel? This stuff here makes my hands too wet. Okay. Now, we also have a choice of some of Susan Taylor Brown, her wonderful little leaves, which always I love. I think they can be incorporated so easily. Maybe like something like that. And then the little bug. It's too repetitive. All right. Now, let's see here what we've got. be fun. All right, that's a good idea, but we'll work on that a little bit more later. Okay, we need something up here. Let's see, how about a butterfly? I got big ones here mixed in with the little ones. Okay, maybe something with the green and brown, or I don't want him to be too colorful. No. Wait. Nope. Needs to be darker. There you go. All right. I can see a journal coming together. Okay. Now, our label. Let's see about putting that label down here. Yeah. Yep. Now let's see here. What else? June 1910, that's a good date. All right, let's put that one down. Yeah, I kind of like that up there. I hope this is inspiring you to try one of these collage papers and get busy on seeing what you can come up with. There, that goes. That looks good. Okay. Now, at the corner down here, I will probably end up stitching around this, but I don't know right this minute. I'm not going to worry about it. I see I need a bit of trim here. I'm going to nip the corner just to give it a little bit of a different look. All right, I think that one looks pretty good. I could put something like that. I love spring. I think I like the interest of it like that, but I don't like that color. It doesn't go well there. It says homemade. Nah. I don't like those sayings. That's not what I want here. All right, let's see. What else do we have here? All right, this is like French words, which I don't know what it says, but yeah, that might be good. I'm assuming if Graphic Fairy put it out, it's kosher. What do you think? If it's not, well, we'll blame them. Okay, imagine that something's kind of like that one. That color is a little bit different, but not too much different. Yep. But again, I think I'm going to nip the edges to give it a little bit of a interest other than just a plain little square. And a bit of ink. I think this is walnut stain. I don't know, I've put my dauber on it so much I can't tell you what it is anymore. Walnut, yeah, it's walnut stain. Yep, we'll put him right there. Now on the back, I need to check the time. I'm going to off-center him a bit. Let me check the time. I'm so short I can't see. Oh, 56. Okay. Yeah, we're about to the end here. Okay. Let's see if we can do one more thing. So we can maybe complete one tag. Totally. All right, let's look at the back. All right, let's try this here. I did this the other day and I liked it. I'll give it a little bit of interest to there you go. Not a whole lot, so we're going to leave it there. And let's see, this may be a good place to use our beetle on the other side to bring the subject matter of the tag in the front over to the back. And let's see here, we might need a itty bitty something there. Let's see. Yeah. Okay, I think I would call that good. So that's our finished tag. And as you can see, how easy it was to do. So I hope you'll give it a try. And just drag out all your little bits and pieces. And have fun. What a better way to spend a Sunday afternoon. Yeah. So, until next time, this is Barbie saying bye, 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 bye. Have a beautiful day.